Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Conno Cardenas. And if you guys didn't already know, we have a brick and mortar, guys. Caffeine and Green. I think it's about time that you knew. But it's at 3072 El Cajon Boulevard in San Diego, California, in case you didn't. That's right. Here now at the brick and mortar, you can get a latte, you can get a bag, you can get any type of merch that you want, everything under the sun that is Caffeine and Green. You can come and get it here. Guys, we are open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and we're closed on Mondays for roasting. So, guys, pull on up. Me and Lola would definitely love to see you guys. We'll make you a latte. We'll shoot the shit. We'll just hang out. Come and see what up. All right. Caffeine and Green, baby. All right. My guest today is a young man by the name Elias Tchapadarian. Elias just formed his own roasting business called Journeyman Coffee. I wanted to have him on to talk about coffee and to also talk about why he decided to start a coffee brand so young. He is only 20 years old. He's a student at San Diego State University. And the reason he's actually on the show, there's a story that we'll get into, but there's a reason why he came on, and it had to do with school. And then on top of that, he just launched his roasting business. So it was a double whammy. I wanted to get my young G on here. I wanted to talk to him, see what, just see why he wanted to do this and just his motivations. And yeah, I mean, he's so young. He's got the world ahead of him. So without further ado, my young G, Elias Tchapadarian. This is your time to shine, homie. Let's go.
Give me caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green.
And we're live. Elias Tchapadarian?
That's close. Tchapadarian.
Tchapadarian. Shit. My eyes are getting shit.
Okay.
Ooh. Boom. And it's good. We're drinking really, really nice apple cider for Dr. Song.
Shout out Dr. Song.
Shout out Dr. Song. I'm just going to get right into it. Cheers. Salute.
Cheers.
Boom. This is such good apple juice. I love it. Guys, this is the youngest podcast guest ever on Caffeine and Green. I fucked myself right now. Ugh, this is so bad. Okay, there we go. I gotta pour my amazing apple juice into this cup right here.
I got mine angled over here.
How old are you, Elias?
I'm 20.
You're 20.
Almost 21 though.
20. Almost 21. When do you turn 21?
June 1st.
I mean, not really.
That's like 2 months.
You got a little while.
Almost there.
You're youngin', my G. I was 17 years old when you were born.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn.
I was like graduating high school. Damn, dude. I'm just going to get right into it, my man. You've listened to the podcast before, you were telling me, right?
I have listened to the podcast.
Which episode did you listen to?
I listened to the one with shout out Dan.
Oh, really?
Mr. Dan,
From Traveler?
Uh-huh.
Fuck yeah, he's the homie. I love him. Dude, you know what's so funny about Dan? He's sitting in that seat that you were sitting in. Dude, by the end of it, he was just so comfortable. Like, dude, yeah. I swear to God, homeboy was like, he was like lying back, just kind of like holding the mic, like just cruising. It was tight. Dan was a good time, man. That was a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah,
and,
Dan's awesome. I love that guy.
He has such a unique story, too.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Dude, everybody who comes on the show for the most part has a very unique story, much like yourself, which we'll get into in a second. But I kind of wanted to I wanted to tell a little story about, or just the backstory about you. You kind of like, I don't want to say strong-armed your way onto the podcast, but you definitely, you know how many people ask me to like, oh, you should just have me on the podcast. And I'm like, if I ask you, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you hit me up and you were like, you should totally just have me on your podcast. And I was like, there was a backstory to it, which was, it's for Dr. Song's class.
It is.
Because you're a student at San Diego State.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. And you have like a final or what is it?
Well, okay, so the actual like assignment is a report and like on podcasts or business related events.
Oh, really?
But I didn't want to listen to a bunch of podcasts, and I'm like, I know a guy with a sick podcast, and I went up to my professor, and I was like, hey, like, if I get on the podcast, can I just count that and write a report about the story of the podcast and the episode itself. And she was kind of hesitant, and she's like, okay, yeah. And I was like, all right, perfect. Like,
I mean, that's pretty original.
yeah, I mean, come on. Like, every student's going to be writing their report on a podcast. Like, how about we just, like, one up it a little bit?
That's super. I mean, that's just, I guess, a change into the times, right? Or a telling of the times, I guess, that you're able to do something that cool. I mean, dude, I consume podcasts. Ridiculous. That are audiobooks. So for me, I feel like if I had that option for myself, like, dude, easy cake work.
Yeah.
But like to be honest, I've only been on 2 podcasts. Been asked to be on 2 podcasts, and one of them was like a quarter of, like, he was the host on. He was one of 4 hosts on the first podcast that I was ever on as a guest, and then he became the host of his own podcast. And that was short-lived, I think. I'm not sure. I didn't really go too far. I don't think.
Yours has been a while. You like, how many? You have 100 something
5
episodes.
years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been February 18th, 2018.
Yeah, that's like, just past 5 years. Wow.
And it was, I started shooting them. I started recording them in 2017 because you have to, like, they tell you when you do it, you got to, like, have like 10 ready to go, like that way people can, like, just consume.
Oh yeah, like
10
you go
episodes
watch
right
them.
away.
Yeah. Or listen to them.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Better way to put it. Yeah, I started recording them, I think mid 2017, pretty early on. It was Shay. Shay was my first guest right there. That dude's on the wall right behind you. And man. Shay Cooper, my man.
It's a sick photo.
One ball Shay. That's what that's a little black ball is, like the one ball, and that's Shay. So that's his little tag right there.
Little, like, spin on the 8 ball.
Well, yeah, he only has one nut.
Oh,
So, that's what, dude, we were just talking about that the other day. It was super funny. I was like, really? That's why they call you one ball Shay? He was like, yeah. I was like,
Wow.
oh.
That's good.
Sorry, Shay.
He's got branding out of it.
Our homie Bobby Long, again, shout out to another homie who's been on the podcast, Bobby Long. He did all that. Dude, he did it so fast too. Like I have such talented friends. They're really that, like, honestly, they're very, very talented. All of them. I wish I could be as talented as they are. Like,
I think you're up there. You got to be up there.
bro, I don't know. Like,
Look around this space.
I mean, I didn't do the mural, like, I didn't do it. Like, everything in here has been, like, contributed, or I shot the photos myself, but maybe the coffee. But
I think that's the most important part.
Maybe. But the vibe. It's all about the vibe.
Oh yeah, you sit in here for hours, you get lost.
Dude, you
just
know what's
get lost in
crazy? A lady came today. There's this app. I don't really want to shout out the app, but this app that I work with, they send guests here. And a guest came and picked up some pastries or whatever. And she was like, "Can I ask you a question?" She's like, "This is a podcast, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, do you listen to the podcast?" She's like, "Yeah, like, I researched it, and then I want to know what's more about it." And, like, she's like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And then, like, more recently, more and more people are starting to come in, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I listen to the podcast."
Wow.
Like, what? Like, oh shit, that's kind of cray,
I mean, it's a sweet. You got interesting people on there, and I feel like the fact that you have so many episodes makes it super reputable too. Like, you can get lost searching through an episode to listen to. Dude,
it's kind of weird though. Like, I've been looking back and forth with it, and sometimes there's, like, on some platforms they don't have all, like, 175. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? Where are that?
You're on what, Spotify, Apple?
I'm on every platform on the planet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's every platform, wherever, like YouTube. The only thing is, like, I don't film them really. I have a couple filmed. One of the only, I think, only one guest has passed away.
Wow.
That's been on the show, and that was of my friend Ryan Bowers, R.I.P. We recorded his episode. It's kind of crazy. It was like, dude, it's heavy. You should really watch it. Like, it's heavy. But yeah, he had a really interesting story. He was signed to Nick Cannon, and, like, he was discovered with Kehlani. You know who Kehlani is? The R&B singer.
Yeah,
the girl's all tatted up.
Yeah.
Little baddie. She like, there's pictures of, like, Nick Cannon, Ryan Bowers, and Kehlani, and then, dude, he did, like, a song with, like, E40, The Game, Tech Nine.
Nick Cannon does, so, like, Wild. He does Wild and Out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that show. That's awesome. I love that show.
Dude has, like, 12 kids, bro.
It's Nick, dude.
Dude, that's wild. Drumline, baby. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, so you're gonna be 176, I think. But
It's a good
either way,
number.
this is a new thing. Cause like I was like, you're young, but you do have quite an interesting story, because that's what I wanted to get into, especially for Dr. Song. So Dr. Song, you're gonna hear about this.
I'm gonna have her listen to it.
Dude, hell yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited
shout
my report on it.
Dude, hell yeah. No, you should definitely like play little snippets of the podcast in your class if you can.
I could probably finesse my way into that. It's not a huge class, so that'll probably work out.
Just make sure it's like when I'm saying her name. That way she gets all
tripped up.
Dude, international podcast, baby. Dude, shout out Dr. Song. People in Australia are gonna know who you are now. That's tight.
At San Diego State, management professor.
There you go. Okay, so for this class, it's what's is it like business 101, business 102? What is it?
So I'm a management. So the cool thing about San Diego State, the College of Business has a lot of different like subspecialties. Okay. So I'm doing management, and then in management, you can specialize again. So I'm doing management with entrepreneurship, and this class is Management 358. It's really interesting. It's the first class before you take Management 420, and I'm taking them like concurrently. So I'm taking them both this semester, and Management 358 is like the gateway for entrepreneurial opportunity, which is what Management 420 is also, but it's like the next step of that. So you get into stuff like you use the lean startup to create your like business models and go from there. And we're doing you do semester-long projects basically in both the classes on identifying an entrepreneurial opportunity. You go through all your steps. And so this class is like the building blocks for that.
Okay.
And so part of that is doing a lot of your own research. And I mean, my business field is coffee, but that's not really like suitable for group projects. So for both of my projects for that class, they're like completely unrelated to like what I like want to do or study.
I was gonna say I was wondering if you were using your brand as all this, because like that's another thing we're gonna definitely get into. But so what projects are you guys focused on? Because they have to be group projects.
Yeah, you get groups of like 5. We're doing a I'm like blanking out for Management 358. I can't remember what our project is, but for 420, we identified the problem that when you go to the beach, especially for surfers, a lot of like my friends that surf don't have like a secure way to store their keys, because they don't want to just leave them, on the sand. Like my one buddy wears a lanyard and puts his keys on his lanyard, puts it around his neck, and then zips up his wetsuit. And he's like, that's just what I do. But he's like, it's probably not the best solution.
I mean, that's a good one though. Yeah. I mean, compared to when I used to surf, all I did was just put them on my tire, or like get a hide key or something like that. Yeah.
So we did this. Our project for that is we're building lockers by the beach that are with codes, and like if you go to like a vending machine, kind of similar to that. Yeah. It's just a locker for your key, and you'll just pay, and you just stick your key in there, and then when you're done surfing, you type your code in, grab your keys, and you're good.
Do you charge by the hour, by the minute?
We haven't decided yet. We're trying to figure out whether we even we sell it to because depending on if it's a city or a state, county, beach, however that works. If we just sell the lockers just to the county, or if we do it like they charge you just like a flat rate or charge you by the hour. We're still doing some research on that.
Are you going to make it like saltwater resistant? Because the air is going to deteriorate whatever that locker is, depending on the material that it's made out of, right?
Yeah, it'll be made out of, something that can go by the water.
Like powder coated, some sort. It can like withstand the elements.
Yeah.
Nice. Damn, dude, that's really cool. Yeah. That's a really good idea. I mean, you figure it's like 2023. Somebody would have thought about that by now.
I feel like all these ideas that people come up with are like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
Dude, for real though. Wow. Well, that's really cool, man. Definitely. So how do you present it?
We do this huge presentation at the end, because these two classes, like I have some business classes that are like lecture halls with 250, 300 kids. These are like 30, 40 person classes.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's a lot different of an environment, so we would just get up in front of the class and
dude, 30 to 40 is still pretty big. That's still a pretty big class.
Yeah, but like compared to like some
200-300
classes,
yeah. I went to Penn State right out of high school. After that, I went to like a mellow college, but I remember being in those lecture halls and I was like, dude, this is like, I'm sorry, I was about to really start swearing. I was like, this is not chill, is what I remember thinking to myself. I'm like, how are you actually going to learn? You're just sitting here, you're watching your teacher way at the bottom, like, you can be on your phone, they're never going to know.
Yeah,
like, you know,
that's the thing. It's like these other classes take attendance too. Like I know my big lecture halls, they can't take attendance. Well, actually, one of them does. I have a lecture hall, 300 kids. She'll randomly put 5 names up on the board at the end of class. And if your name is up there, you go up, you show her your student ID, and you'll get, like, points for it. And then if you're not there, you have no idea if your name was up there or not. But if you ask her if your name was up there,
she knows you weren't there.
Then you lose points.
Ooh.
So it's like if you're not there, you're like, all right, well, I'm just going to gamble and not say anything and lose, like, less amount of points instead of asking, and then you lose more points.
10 points from Gryffindor. That's what that is.
It's brutal. So now I'm like kind of wanting I haven't seen my name up there yet. So I'm like,
do you go to class every week?
I try to, yeah.
I try to.
I try. Some days you do. Like today, it was pouring rain and my class is in the middle of campus. So that was not happening.
You're so funny. And you also play lacrosse for San Diego State.
I do, yeah. We have an MCLA Division I club team.
What does that mean?
So all the like West Coast schools, lacrosse isn't really big out here. So we play in what's called the MCLA. So it's the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association.
Okay.
And there's huge name schools in them. Like our conference has, UCLA, USC, U of A, ASU, like all these big schools that don't have NCAA Division I programs.
Like on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's like Maryland.
Yeah, like Penn State has a Division I, like East Coast program, NCAA. So it's still high level. I mean, we're practicing 2.5 hours a day, traveling for games. We have off season, we have like video that we watch, film. I mean, it's pretty legit, but it's like technically a club through the school. So we like go through to like Aztec Recreation and do all that.
It's like the rugby program that they have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're the same, like same level.
Yeah. I remember then when I was, dude, how old? You're 20. When I was like your age. So, oh shit. That's how long I've been in San Diego then. Yeah. Okay. So when I was around your age, when I just moved here, I worked at La Jolla Beach and Tennis Club, and there was a guy on the rugby team. This dude was just short and stocky and just like built like a brick shit house, bro.
Those dudes are massive.
Dude, just running, just like
big.
Just bent. Dude, he I'm like 5'9". This dude had to been like 5'5", but just like
yoked.
Fucking yoked, bro. Like big, wide.
Yeah, we use the same training room. So like, SDSU is a Division I program for a lot of stuff. So like, the training room is open to the athletes, but then we also get access to it. So like, we'll go in there and there's like, football players, basketball players.
I was gonna say the basketball team for sure.
Yeah, and then you got the rugby players, and then lacrosse players are in there, and it's like we all have access to the same facilities, like same level of trainers. We got like. We could use the hot tubs. There's cold plunges in there.
You get...
Oh, yeah. If we want to get cupped, like, you just go in, make your appointment. You can get cupping. Like, you can get everything.
For free.
Yeah.
That's what's popping. Damn, son. That's tight. Testosterone to the max, and I imagine, in that gym, though. Like, three of those sports, or 4 of those sports, with the exception of basketball. Like,
it's a big area.
That's tight. Dude, you come from a good school, man. Didn't Kawhi Leonard go to San Diego State?
Yeah, I played basketball there. Dude, we're ranked like 5th in March Madness right now for our like whatever like bracket side.
Yeah, but it's San Diego, bro. It's like the Chargers.
No, we'll be good. I think we'll beat Charleston for the first round.
How long have you lived in San Diego, bro?
I actually lived in San Diego when I was a little kid.
That's not what I asked. How long have you lived
in
San
Diego?
I've been
here almost a year, like 8 months.
Yeah. You'll learn.
I got faith in my school.
That's good, bro. That's how it starts. But that's how it's going to end, too. It's just faith.
We'll see.
I'm just talking shit. Dude, I had the intention of having you on. I was definitely going to roast you a little bit.
Dude, that's
dude, because you're young, man.
Yeah, you want to roast me more? Tell them how I first asked to get on.
That was how you asked to get on.
No, I DM'd you.
And
then you pressed me.
Oh,
like,
I did press you.
Okay,
yeah, that's right. I thought I said that already, but sorry. Okay, yeah, because I said you strong-armed your way, but you didn't strong-arm. Okay, so yes. I definitely roasted you via DM because you DM me from your fucking
flamed.
Journeyman.
This
like,
is because I was in class and
bro,
I was like, oh, I'm stoked now. Let me text them. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, text me, but you straight up DM me, asking me like, hey, I have to do this thing for class. Like, I was wondering if I could be on your podcast. And I was like, no way. Did I even send you a voice message, or was it like a? I feel like
no. You texted me and you're like, you could get your ass over here.
I was like, bro, you did not just DM me from your fucking Instagram. You better get your ass over to the shop and ask me.
I was like, I'll pull up.
He's like, oh, I'm in class. I was like, yeah, after. And then you pulled up.
Even if it wasn't for class, I still had I always wanted to be on this. Ever since I met you and I knew that you did this, it's like, dude, that'd be so sweet.
Dude, yeah, you're probably only going to be the youngest for a little bit longer. I got that girl Wabbit coming on, the one who does all my shows here. That girl's cool. She has a pretty interesting story too. Yeah. But either way, so yeah, you get on the podcast, you tell me about the story. But the first time, I wanted to talk about the first time I met you. I don't even remember. You just like walked in the shop one day, right?
Yeah, I think
it was like during summer. Was it during summer?
I think it was at the very end of summer, like right before, because I came down because I transferred to San Diego State.
Oh,
so
did
like,
you?
Yeah, last semester was my first semester. And so I came down before, because I mean, I was in the coffee scene in Orange County, and I'm like, well, if I want to move to San Diego, I don't want to do anything different. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of exploring around, like, because I wasn't really familiar with the area. So I went like to here, I went to Coffee and Tea, and I was like, yeah, just go around all these shops. And then, yeah, you were dope. I was like, I walked in here, I saw the mural, and I was like, I've never seen a coffee shop like this.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, dude. But you came in. You have to refresh my memory because dude, honestly, I feel like it was not that long ago, but we're already in March. And I know it was somewhat in
this
summer.
Time is flying by.
Yeah. So it was.
It was like August.
Was it August? Yeah. No. It couldn't have been that long ago.
Yeah, that's when I was coming down here. I mean, I moved down here in August.
Holy shit, dude.
Because that's when I started working at Coffee and Tea, and like driving to work every day. I would drive past here every day.
Damn, dude. Time is. I blinked and it became March, but you came in. Okay, so sorry, I'm like totally jumping around, but you came in. I don't remember. How did you end up? I ended up consulting for you.
Yeah, that's when I was like just starting to get more into that's when I was starting to get more into roasting because Dan gave me an internship at Traveler when I first moved down here.
And then I had Dan on.
Yeah.
After I met you.
Yeah.
Because that's how I went and met Dan.
Yeah, through me and Isaac.
Did Isaac come in with you?
Yeah, Isaac came in with me we've been in a couple times together.
The first time though?
I don't think the first time. I don't know if Isaac knew about this place before or after I knew about it.
Yeah, dude.
Because Isaac was working for Dan.
Yeah, I remember that because either way, I remember meeting both of you. And then when I went and met Dan, I was like, hey, like two of your guys have been coming into my shop and they told me about you. And that's how I ended up like making that connection. And then, fast forward, he was on the podcast. Damn,
you tried, because at the time I wasn't roasting for myself. You tried coffees that I had. You were
like just a production roaster.
I was just like interning and like following stuff and like beginning to really dive more into it because I was doing a lot of learning on my own. But I mean, you just need time behind a roaster, like.
I mean, with anything, right? Like, if you're trying to master a craft, you just need the practice.
Yeah, and it worked out because the roaster that Dan uses is really the only one that I've ever had any experience with. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like worked out pretty nicely that.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, just as like a older homie to a younger homie, like especially if you're really trying to pursue roasting, honestly, bro, Joe Morocco, one of the smartest dudes in coffee, period, said to me, you're a roaster, a real roaster, when you can hop on any machine and roast some coffee. And he'll be the first to tell you, dude. I mean, I was at a lecture at like Coffee Fest. This is years ago now, where he was like, yeah, he had this like, you know, he's throwing the numbers out, right? So like a 94 or a 96 grade coffee. You know, like
super
pretentious,
nice.
You know? Oh my God, you know? But he said he had like sample roasted it and then he brought it out to the big roaster. And then when he did it, it tasted like shit. And then he has all these like prestigious coffee people. You know the vibes. You know the type.
I went to the Coffee Fest in LA.
Yeah, same place.
It was like 2018.
It might have been the same one.
Yeah.
It might have been the same one because this is like when I went to go see him, but he
Like
talked
18,
about that.
18, 19, something like that.
It's the one right across the way from the Staples Center.
Yeah, at the convention center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there. So we're at this talk, and he's talking about this, and then he said he fucked it up. And then he said because all of these prestigious people were there, he was like, oh, my God. But then he had to redo it. And then he said, I think he said within 2 to 3 batches, he dialed it. And it was back to where he had gotten it from the sample roast. But this is also jumping onto a roaster. He doesn't know it. And, I mean, dude, there's so many attributes, I would say. The metal, the air, is it hot outside? Is it cold outside? Is it how moist it's outside?
Oh, the weather
the
affects
humidity,
it so much
dude,
more than I
so
originally
much.
thought.
Oh, dude, yeah, bro. Because you got to think about the back flue. You know, is it a fucking 100 degrees outside? You got to think about that air that's coming from the roaster, and that's going to be mixing with the air that's coming in from outside, or vice versa, whatever. There's so many different attributes, and then you got to think: is the metal expanding? Is it early in the morning? Is it late in the day? Is it midday? Is the bean cold? Is the bean hot? Is it expanded? Is it porous? Is it like? There's so many things, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah, and that's before you even get to if you even forget about the coffee. There's already 15 factors just in the roaster itself,
bro. Just the roaster,
and then you factor in, what altitude is the coffee grown out of? When is it hard? It's like, dude.
Yep. How much heat are you gonna hit it with?
So easily.
So easy. But then you can even get in more into the weeds where you're talking about blends, post blend, pre blend. What are you doing with this? How are you gonna cut acidity?
You gotta decide too. It's like if you're gonna post blend it, okay, well, how am I gonna roast each individual coffee and then blend it?
Yep.
Or if I'm just gonna toss it all in there, well, it's gonna roast at different times. Is that good? Is it bad?
So, have you noticed it? Have you gotten to the point in your roasting that you? And then again, Joe Morocco, quoting him. I was having problem with I was doing post blends. I had never done pre blends before I talked to Joe. And it was, I don't even remember the blend. I don't remember. It might have been 2 or 3 components, but they were all different densities. And he said to me, he's like, pre-blend it. And I was like, what do you mean pre-blend it? He was like, pre-blend it. I was like, but the beans are different densities and sizes and porousness.
So it's going to roast different.
Exactly. I thought.
Oh, no.
But this is when it came to first crack. He was talking about, he was like, yo, they're going to all crack at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, how?
I learned, my old boss told me that.
Dude,
yeah,
it's real talk. And that blew my mind. And as soon as he did it, I was like, I didn't really believe him. But then I was like, it's Joe Morocco. Like, yeah, dude. All right, I'm going to do whatever he says. And then I did it. And I remember that first batch. It was like the bean I was in question of was the African bean. Mm-hmm. So I was like, there's no way this is going to crack at the same time of like a Colombian or a Brazilian, whatever the blend was. Sure enough, bro. You hear like
it's your popcorn.
Boom, 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 and then just like bam. And I was like, holy shit.
It was better than if you did it post.
Oh, well, yeah. Because then it's more cohesive, number one. It's not fighting each other,
because
right?
then it'll develop at the same rate.
It develops, but then this is where I'm talking about cohesiveness. You talk about the cohesiveness of the coffee and the taste. You're a chef, right? You don't want your acidity like battling the other like savory elements or sweet elements or whatever. Mm-hmm. Pick a thing. But when you have it roasted together and then they start cracking at the first time, the reason is because the energy is being transferred between each bean the same. And it's like, but then that opens the question or even poses the question. Why is it that if you roast a bean single origin, say a Colombian that's porous, that's maybe like, I don't know, 1,100 like meters above sea level, or maybe it's a little bit harder, you know, or a little bit less, maybe like 900 feet above, sea level. And then you have African, Ethiopian, 2,300 meters above sea level, or like 1,800 meters above sea level. That's a dense bean.
Big difference, yeah.
But then you do it separate. You do the same charge temp, 385, and you do maybe even the same like flame settings, right? That bean is going to come out either underdeveloped on one of them or over roasted on another, or like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if they're together.
But if they're together,
yeah, interesting. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Why? What's going on in there? You know, because nobody really knows. Yeah, you have your bean probes. You have the one right next to the trier. You have one for the environmental temp. Yeah. All right, cool. but that's not really what's happening in there.
They won't like tell you. Yeah,
It's not very accurate.
Yeah.
It's just kind of accurate, and it's like, you know, and that's like, and then you can like getting more into the weeds. It's like single barrel drum, double barrel drum, no drum. You know, single ceramic plate heating, or ceramic plate heating, like natural burner rows, 3 burner rows, like. There's just so many options.
Yeah.
And then it's like to really figure out something and how you're going to roast. It's like, yeah, it's so complex. So complex. You got to be
that's the fun of it.
You got to be a thinker, overthinker, get in my head way too much. For real, for real.
Well, it's been like, I've been diving into it more and more as I've gotten a little older. Because, I started in coffee when I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh, damn. See, what, you're already 5 years deep or what?
Yeah, I'm a junior in college now. So I was a sophomore in high school, and my like best friend's mom, they had one coffee shop. I'm from Irvine, so one coffee shop in Irvine. Shout out Coffee Tomo, and then 2 in LA. And I would, be like, hey, like that'd be fun to be a barista. Like I don't know. So I'm like, I'd play football in high school. I'm like, all right, Friday Night Lights, did that, and then boom, Saturday morning, I'm like in the coffee shop, pouring rosettas, doing that all throughout high school, and then I graduated during COVID. And so I was going to go to the East Coast and play lacrosse, and then that pandemic hit. And I was like, well, it's not really ideal to go across the country in the middle of a pandemic, to these like smaller schools out there, like, $50,000, even with some scholarships still. I was like, dude, I'm not going to pay all this money to be locked in a dorm room, on the other side of the country.
Were you even going to be able to play sports?
That was the thing. That nobody knew, like it was kind of uncertain.
Oh.
At least for the first year, for sure. So I was like, whatever, like, I'll stay home. And I was like, all right, go to community college. So, like, my 2 years at community college, I worked at another, 2 or 3 shops. And then my, second year of college, I started working for Moon Goat out of Costa Mesa. And, that experience kind of pivoted, I feel like, my coffee journey. Because, they're a huge coffee company now, especially for Orange County. They have 2, massive stores, a huge roastery.
Really?
Yeah, they probably...
So is it 2 locations with the roastery in it, or is it 3 locations, roastery and 2 low cafes?
Yeah. So originally they were roasting on this, I don't remember what it was. It was tiny, a small roaster out of their Costa Mesa shop. And then, you transitioned in, 6 months, and then now we're in this huge warehouse with one of the... I forgot the kilo size, but those, huge loorings.
Oh, 75?
Yeah, just a giant loring.
Or 35. It's like a 35 kilo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That big loring, and I was there this whole time. I was like, dude, this is gnarly.
Yeah.
And then I switched over from, this is kind of where the swap was made, because I worked at a shop in Newport where I started getting into production. I started doing green prep and roaster maintenance and making cold brew and doing all that. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm getting more and more into the actual coffee and farther away from working on bar like I had been.
Oh, you started getting the nitty gritty, baby.
Yeah.
That's where it's popping.
And and that roaster that we had at that shop was the Diedrich IR5. So I was starting to study it more and try to learn it a little bit. And eventually I was just not roasting it. I was like, all right, well, I need to pivot. So then I pivoted, went to Moon Goat. And then that's when I really got to dive into it. Cause their owner, CEO, David Yardley, he's an expert. I think he's world class. He's one of the smartest coffee professionals I've ever met. And even now, I think this year he's doing qualifying or something for the World Barista championships, or he's
he's a barista too.
Yeah,
he does it all.
Yeah, he's insane. He worked for Starbucks for a long time and then pivoted and became the CEO of Moon Goat. And he was Starbucks corporate. He did something for he was there for 10 years, I think. And he started teaching me. I would be in there with their roaster and I would use the Ikawa, that little sample roaster. And he's don't even look at the big roaster. He's take this Ikawa, take this coffee, and he's learn the steps, learn what goes into it. I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking at the time, I was cause I had a big picture. I'm I want to go do that on that roaster, before I even knew what it actually took. Mm-hmm. So I'm over there on the Ikawa, learning about everything and doing that. And then I'm while this is happening, I'm applying to all these other schools cause I'm going to transfer. And I'm okay, well, eventually, I got to transfer and move. So throughout my time there, that's when I was done with my community college. And I'm boom, I'm going to San Diego. So in San Diego
That's so crazy. You just got into San Diego State. That's not easy.
Oh, my
It's not easy,
transfer
bro.
year was gnarly. It was like 19% acceptance. Like, and 4 out of every 5 kids as a transfer just got rejected.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like it's getting more.
Big things,
This college is getting more and more competitive. It's ridiculous. Like,
And
it's insane.
getting more expensive.
Yeah, it's
Weird.
Luckily, the Cal State's the tuition's still pretty cheap. But like some of my friends that go to like some private schools, I mean, who the hell has $60,000 a year for college? Like,
Bruh, you're telling me.
even paying $5,000, $4 or $5,000 a semester is expensive. Like, I cannot imagine going to like a private school.
Yeah, you have to come from a point of privilege. I
Like
would say.
I think 1 year at USC would cost more than that's just 1 year of tuition at USC would cost more than 3 years, including housing for me at San Diego State.
Bro, you better do something fucking amazing if you're gonna be spending that much money. Like, I swear to God, if I actually had a kid, which I'm not having kids, but I swear to God, bro, if I had a kid and they went to USC and I paid all that money, and then you didn't have like some ballin' ass job, or like you were on a or you're like you're not on the path to do something tight.
Like give me my money.
Yeah,
back,
give my
fool.
fucking money back, bro. What happened? Like, boy or girl? What, bro? Give my money back.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with your life? I would be that dad. Be like, what? Walk up behind him. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm lucky. I have really supportive parents, and like this school's not the most expensive, but it's still like, I mean, I don't have that kind of money for myself. Like, I'm lucky to be even able to go here.
I mean, dude, you're 20. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're fine.
Yeah, then what is that? So I moved down here in August, and I'm like going around. I'm like, all right, well, it's been 4 years in coffee. I'm like, well, too late now. I can't like switch it up now. I've been doing this too long. I love it too much. Like, let me see what I'm gonna do down here. So I meet Dan, and Dan gives me an internship alongside while I got hired at Coffee and Tea Collective. So I'm working on bar at Coffee and Tea, and then simultaneously I'm interning at Traveler. And then, like the 4 or 5 months goes by, and it's like December, and I'm like talking to Isaac, and I'm like, dude, like I've just had this like urge. I'm like, I want to just start my own company. Like, I feel like I've been doing this long enough. Like, I'm eventually gonna want to do it. I want to dive in while I'm still in school, and I still have the advantages of being in school because San Diego State has resources. We have a full like entrepreneurship center. It's called the Lavin Center. We have like labs where you can go and like 3D print stuff, and like study rooms and meeting rooms, and you can get like advice and consultants. Like, it's awesome. So I'm like, all right, well, it's going to be a slow build. It's going to be a grind. Instead of doing this after I graduate, why don't I just start doing this now while I'm still in school? That way, when I'm done with school, if I need to pivot, I can pivot, or if I want to like run with it, I can just run with it. So then I started my brand Journeyman in December of 2022, but I didn't launch until last month. So it hasn't been, I think my like full retail website's only been live for like a few weeks at this point. 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Damn.
So it's like kind of just been starting.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. But I mean, I was like,
hard.
I was even asking for you for advice too. I know I gave you my coffees to cup, and even before I started my own roasting, you cupped coffees that I've just roasted, and
Yeah.
the community's been super supportive. I mean, I feel like that's the thing about San Diego is like everybody's connected, especially in the industry.
I mean, yeah, dude. It's because at the end of the day, I mean, just to be like completely transparent, I think the one thing I've learned more than anything, especially, going from making the transition from a roaster, helping other brands start, and then having the podcast, and then making that shift and that transition to being the owner and having your own place. I think there's a certain level of immediate respect. And I mean it in a way of like, it's not through your actions. It's not through even knowing you. If I met you and I knew nothing else about you, but I knew you had a coffee roasting business or you had a shop, you get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, bro, this is not for the faint of heart. This shit, I was telling it to you right before the podcast. Like, bro, one thing that if more than anything about the coffee, you want to open up your own shop, be ready to deal with everything that has nothing to do with coffee.
Oh, yeah.
At all times.
All the headaches from that.
All the headaches, the property management companies, the bums, the fucking...
The, like, maintenance, something breaks,
the
all the
maintenance,
water.
cleaning up needles, cleaning up human shit, like...
Gnarly.
Plumbing, shit water flowing out of your toilets, like out of nowhere, because there's backups that are other plugged that other buildings are plugged into your line, and then all of a sudden there's a backup and boom, shit water's come out of your toilet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, again, if I knew nothing else about you and I knew you had a shop, Danny from Altrea, Tyler from Tired Eyes, again, pick a name of any of the people that have been here. It's like that immediate just baseline foundation of like, hey, tip of the hat, cheers, bro, because you know how fucking hard this is. And bro, I say it all the time. I said it ad nauseum on the podcast. Like, bro, I mean, granted, I'm 37, so yeah, eventually it would have started happening. But I'll tell you what, a year ago, I didn't have all this fucking white in my beard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
It's not even that bad.
It's pretty gnarly. Like, for me, bro, I notice it. Like, I used to have a very nice auburn-colored beard. It was nice. It did not have white in it. And now there's, like, white popping up all over the place.
Just rock what I got. Just go mustache. Just keep just the mustache.
I can't do, dude. I look too much like Freddie Mercury when I do it. Like, it's just like straight porn star, like 70s porn star son.
Dude, somebody told me I look like Pablo Escobar when I just
you kind of do. I can see that. Have you from like Narcos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my Halloween costumes. That was Pablo Escobar.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually really good. I really like that. But I will say, yeah, man, it's like, you just have to be ready. You're going to wear all the hats all the time. Dude, I mean, just today. Like, I wasn't really talking much when you got here because, like, I'm just, like, a little out of it. My brain is
just tired.
Slow
today.
You're grinding,
I mean.
Grinding. But that's, like, today specifically, it was, like, come in, do numbers in the bank accounts. Boom, boom, boom. Separate numbers. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, good. There we go. Then it's write emails. And then it's like, yo, I got to make a new latte. Okay, so here's the flavor. Here's some chocolate. Here's this. Let's make this. Ooh, do latte art. Oh, we got to do a social media post. Oh, we got to do a photo. Okay, boom. There we go. Lock that up. Boom. Okay, done. Go on TikTok. Edit that. Put the song. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. And then it's like deal with customers. Not deal, but like, hop behind bar. You're like making drinks. And then in between all of this, you're still forging relationships. You're nurturing, bonding with your clientele.
Yeah.
With, one of my customers today was his 50th birthday.
Wow, happy birthday to
him.
him.
Shout out Matt, my man. But he, stuff like that. And taking the time to really pay attention to them, because you're a bar for the morning.
Yeah.
You're a fucking bar for the morning, bro.
That's sick. I've never thought of it that way.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like the way you go to a bar and have a beer, you're going to talk to them like if you're just by yourself? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, well,
yeah. Not yet.
Yeah, you're not yet. Eventually.
Once I step foot in a bar for the first time.
Oh, my God. Okay, I feel pretty old. But, you go in there and sometimes, like, that's not me. I don't, like, really talk to bartenders personally. But, like, I mean, every now and then I was like, hey. But, like, most of the time if I'm sitting at a bar by myself, I'm just on my phone, or something like that. The point is, though, is that here, when you come in, like, yo, I want to talk to you. What's popping? How'd you hear about us today? Oh, you're first time here, guys? Hell yeah. What's popping?
Yeah,
oh, okay, cool.
That's the best part, in my opinion.
But then when they keep coming back and you build that rapport.
Yeah.
And then you hear about their life. And then you hear about, hey, what are you doing today? Like, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, and they're fucking hyped or something. Or like, dude, Matt, my regular who turned 50 today, I love pie. I love pie. Yeah. That's like my thing. I love pie.
His pie day was what, yesterday?
Yeah. Did he fucking, dude, he made 2 pies, bro. He made me key lime. I mean, not me, but like he made 2 pies because he makes pies. And every time he makes a pie, he brings me a slice.
Dude, that's sick.
I trade him for a latte. So he gives me a slice of pie and I give him a latte for free. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, look at that.
Dude, today he brought me 2. He brought me key lime pie with a graham cracker crust and a blueberry pie.
That's fire.
It was so I was just like, damn, son. See, this is like what I'm talking about. It's just those are the things that make all of this worth it.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, like I was telling you that like last night, yesterday, but that day was open the shop, get out of here by like 4:30, get home, eat some food, out of my house by 5:30, go drive up to the roastery. I'm at the roastery at 6:30. At the time I'm supposed to be for roasting, but I don't even start roasting until like maybe 7:20 after like separating all the green.
And it's gotta heat up. You gotta sit there and
exactly
wait for that
heat it up, but then you're scooping your green while it's heating up, so it goes by a little faster. But it ends up being a crazy day. I don't get out of there till round 2. Drop off coffee at Steel Mill and Vista, drive back, get to bed. I'm in bed by 3, and then I have to drop off the remainder of the coffees at Drift Cafe and PB, and then Bulldog Brew Marina before 6. So I'm on the road by 5:30. Got up, slept, went to sleep at 3, get up at 5, on the road by 5:30, 5:45, PB, Marina Boulevard, back at the shop. I showed up here at 6:50.
Dude, you make my long days look like they're nothing.
Bro.
That's crazy.
It's a 22-hour day.
Yeah, that's insane.
And 2 hours of sleep, and then it was like this, work here, didn't leave the shop, and then I'm doing the podcast with you.
That's gnarly. It's worth it though. That's the thing. Like,
dude, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. I might look like shit, but I fucking love it. Like, who do I have to impress right now? Nobody. It's like, this is a grind time. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if people ask me, like, oh, like, why did you want to start your own like business? And I was like, because I love it. Like, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
Well, you're not. If you're in coffee, you're not in it for the money.
No.
I mean, you can make money.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
I mean,
you can
have to.
definitely make
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
But you did not. I don't know one person who got into coffee was like, oh, dude, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ball out, son. Like,
Yeah, that's what you go into investment banking for that.
yeah, homie. Like, this is a marathon. This is literally what Nipsey says. This is a marathon. This ain't a sprint, homie. This
Yeah.
is long game. You have to be good at long game on this.
Yeah.
And dude, I've been in coffee for 8 years, going on 8 years, 7, something like that. And just now I'm getting, like, it's been almost 3 years with the roasting aspect, but like 10 months on the 20th for Caffeine and Green as a whole.
Like storefront.
10 months for the storefront. 10 months for the storefront, but 3 years for the business as a whole.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, bro, yeah, like, it's a fucking lot. But dude, it's so worth it, because like, I think the best feeling, and I mean, I don't know if you've experienced this yet, but when somebody drinks your coffee and legit, I would almost say, like, I love all people who drink my coffee with syrup, without syrup, with fucking, chocolate, cinnamon, whatever.
Yeah, as long as they're getting.
As long as they like it.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I think for me, like, my personal is like when you get a batch brew cup of coffee, or like just espresso.
Yeah, just like
Good cup, nothing in it, just straight coffee, and they're like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, that's fire. Or like they're like, yo, this is super cool. Like, or like,
Yeah,
oh wow, you roasted this?
I had that for the first time, actually, like a couple weeks ago. I went to, you know Justin from Gentile?
Mm-hmm.
So I
He's
went
been on
to
the show.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Dude, he has.
gotta
Dude,
go
he's
through.
been recently within the last 20 episodes for sure.
Damn, I got to do my research more then.
He's a G.
Yeah, I
like
went.
him.
So, I know a lot of his baristas,
Mhm.
and then I like
Eric.
Eric.
Shout out to Eric, my man.
Dude, Eric's at home. I just gave him a little sampler of the Brazil the other day.
Oh, did
actually.
you?
Yeah.
I love Eric.
And
Dude,
then,
he's younger than you, bro.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to him. About
Young
it. Yeah,
G.
He's 19.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I thought he was older than me.
I thought he
He
was
thought
way
I was
older.
He thought I was way older than I was too, and I was like, dude, no. I was
Bro,
like, we're like almost the same age.
Well, you pretty much are. But he came in here and he said something, and I was like, wait, how old are you? And he was like 19. I was like, you're
Yeah.
fucking 19?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, damn, son. Like,
Eric's there. Cam's one of my buddies over there. Josh. They have a good staff. And I brought my Ethiopia, and we made a pour over.
The Gucci?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all like, it was just good. I was like, dude, like, this is, granted it's a Gucci. It's a good coffee to begin with.
Yeah, you can't really fuck that up.
But like, you can make it exponentially better.
I mean, that's
And-
what I was saying when I gave you my notes on it. I
Yeah.
was like,
Dude, I don't think you tried the Brazil. The Brazil is really surprising.
I didn't try the Brazil. You only gave me the Colombia
and the Ethiopia.
and the Ethiopia.
The Colombia, we got to hit the drawing board with that.
Dude,
for
the Colombia,
sure,
you
but
definitely got to work on. You got
Yeah.
because the body's lacking.
It just,
and I don't mean that in a negative way.
It's quick. It's gotta. And I want it
It's
to stay
thin.
longer. Yeah.
It's thin. It needs to be more full.
Yeah.
And like, it needs to leave you more of a mouthfeel, like a little bit. But
Yeah.
that was it. I was like, that's why I was like, in the messages that I sent you, I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like the best.
And that's what you need too. Like you can't be hyped up all the time, but you gotta
Yeah.
know like, hey, this needs to be better.
Yeah. But you're like, if you gave me 2 samples, one, like you're at a 50-50 rate right now. So
Yeah.
it's
Gotta
pretty
bring
good.
that Brazil in.
All right.
So we did the Ethiopia at Gentile, and everybody there, we all liked it. It was good. It's great coffee.
Yeah.
And then I took the Brazil over to Coffee and Tea Collective, and they cut my Brazil, and I went back in to talk to their roaster Bino, and Bino was like, dude, like that Brazil was surprisingly really sweet, chocolatey, nutty. He's like, that was a good coffee. And I was like, yeah, like, and that's like the cheapest coffee I have too. And it was like,
yeah,
it's just there. And I was like, dude, like, I just want to continue to get
dude,
better.
don't sleep on Brazil, bro.
Dude, they got
Brazil's fucking fire.
They got good coffee.
There's a reason. Have you been to Italy?
Oh, that'd be sick though.
Dude, in Italy, that's all they fucking roast, bro. That's all they roast. They
Yeah.
don't do. I'm sure at other spots like in Florence, there's this amazing cafe called Ditta Artingale. It's the only place in Italy that I went to, and I traveled to Italy, but like that was the only place that I went to that actually had batch brew coffee.
Oh wow, yeah.
Everything else is
espresso.
Espresso, cappuccino, americano, cafe americano. I got really good at walking into it like dude, I swear to God, fool. I mean, they probably could tell that I was like not I was not Italian, but I'd walk in and be like, buongiorno, like, due espresso, due espresso, fuck, due espresso, por favore. And they're like, okay. And it's like, all right, cool. And then I just walk away. Because like, just boom, you shoot them. You walk over, you hand them the receipt, and they just pull you shots. They're like, for you. Like, oh,
wow.
Grazie.
They have a lot of the press. I see TikToks of them all the time.
Not all in Florence. Florence, they have a La Marzocco because that's where La Marzocco's are made.
From. But
depending on where you're at in the country, like in Rome and like Chianti and stuff like that, normal espresso machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, this whatevs. But it's like every roaster that I went to, Taza de Oro, and like it's right next to the Pantheon in Rome. Dude, I walked over there and I saw a roaster and I was like, oh shit. And I started looking at the roaster and then I like looked over and I saw they're green. Bro, it was the same Cafe Brazil that I had.
There you go.
In San Diego. And I was like, oh, dude, I got this. Like, because I had Italian clients here that were like, American coffee is shit. Everybody says our fucking coffee is shit. Like, Australians.
They just don't know.
I mean, Australians know. Shout out to Australia. Yo, I have not been there, but apparently you guys know. So, and then they have a really good coffee scene there. They do.
Yeah.
But every Australian that I've met is like, American coffee shit. Shit. Aussie,
I got a really good Australian homie, and his parents like only drink like dark roasted. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They want that dark roasted shit, but that's the same thing with the Italians. They're like, American coffee shit.
My parents too. My mom had the Brazil, and she's like, make it darker. And I was like, dude, I don't know how much darker you want me to make it.
You can make it. The thing about Brazilians, you can roast.
Yeah, they could handle the heat.
They can handle the heat.
I thought it was good as it was, but my parents like jet fuel, like.
Yeah, but they like that old school bitters, probably like Folger type shit.
Yeah.
But that's not even, dude. You know what? That's not even the roast. You know that, right? That is Robusta.
Yeah, the bean's different.
The bean is different.
Yeah.
The genotype is different. Yeah, it's probably mixed in a little bit with like Arabica typica or like, you know, pick one. But there is a majority of that coffee is Arabica, is a Canafora Robusta.
Robusta's like making its way back. There was a lady that, I forgot what company she started. They do like Vietnamese style coffee.
Oh yeah, that's all Robusta.
And it's all, but yeah, she like, that's like part of her marketing campaign too, is like, it's all Robusta coffee, like trying to flip the script on it.
Well, dude, the thing about Robusta is that it's very complex and it's very porous for a small, dense bean. It's crazy. So again, Joe Morocco. When I was working at another coffee roaster here in town, they had Robusta beans, and they're like, "All right, Kano, we have to move through this." And I'm like, "Shit, I don't know how to do anything." Dude, the first time I roasted it, bro, had to be post blend. Every time post blend. I couldn't do it in a blend. 10%, or like, you know, transfer amount. Like it was like a 10-pound batch. If I'm blending the 10-pound batch, it would be like a pound. You know, maybe. You know, but then I figured out how to roast it. But like the first time I ever roasted the Robusta beans, bro, I took it so far. It came out like licorice, like disgusting dark licorice. And it wasn't even like the post crack wasn't even super gnarly.
Did you take it past second crack? Like you would take it?
Nah, hell nah. Nah. But then I learned how to roast it. And bro, once it actually got to crack, minute 20, just like an African coffee. Post first crack, it would still be like almost rolling first crack, and it came out and it was cherry, like cherry, like undeniable. Like where the fuck did this licorice come from, dude? Robusta is so sensitive, it's crazy, super crazy. But then you add that into an espresso blend, just boom, let's sprinkle like a little salt bay, like fucking
dab it on,
little dab it in there, bro. People were jacked, addicted to my espresso.
Wow.
And I gave it to Joe. I was like, Joe, come here. He came into the shop. One of my best friends, Liav, and another one of my good homies, Josh. I freaked out. I saw Joe Morocco walk in, and like he brought some other Australian, and he like, I looked at Liav, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking Joe Morocco. Oh my god, Joe Morocco's right there, you know. And I'd already known him, but I was still like, dude, I'm a fan, bro. Like I'm like a pro skateboarder or a pro athlete
like
walked in.
James Hoffman or something walks.
Yeah, bro. Like as soon as Joe Morocco walked in, I was like, oh my god, you know, like he's here, you know. And I was like, I'll be right back. And I walked out, and I don't know if you ever saw the movie like Major League with Wesley Snipes. Dude, it's like a movie about the Cleveland Indians. Anyways, he makes the movie. His name's called Willie Mays Hayes, and he makes the baseball team, and he like plays it super cool, and he like walks out of the Cleveland Indians stadium, and then like he like goes outside, and he's just like, woo, and he like starts like dancing all crazy, yeah, like super hyped. So I did that before I even gave him the shot. But then I walked up, and I was like, yo, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Good to see you again. Woo woo, whatever. Yeah. And then I looked at Liav, and Josh was like, shot up, like just like you have to pull him good shots, you know, like so they pulled him the shots. I'm standing next to Joe while he's drinking it, and he like looks at me, and he just like leans over and he whispers to me, he's like, there's Robusta in this? And I was like, yeah. He's like, this is the best shot I've ever had.
Wait, did you tell him that before that there was Robusta?
Yeah, because we had talked about it. We talked about it at a coffee fest.
Like, damn, he just like picked it up. Like, that's insane.
Well, no, we talked about it, and then he was in town, and so he's like, yo, I'm gonna come by and see you. It's like, dude, you're getting a DM from Joe Morocco. Again, inside, I'm dying. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
You're like fangirling a little bit.
Super. I'm not even like, not even low key, super high key. And then I fucking, we go or whatever. He tells me it's the best espresso shot that he's ever had with Robusta. And he's like, I'm not blowing smoke. And I was like, inside, I'm like, again, dying. Wow. But like outside, I'm like, thank you so much, Joe. Like, hey, I really appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And like, Liav is standing right there. And I tell her, and, she like looks at me like eyes all wide, and like I was like, okay, yeah. Well, are you gonna dip out? Okay, cool. All right, man. See you later. Like, yeah, thanks, Joe. Like, wait for Fraser walked away, and they like Josh and Liav both look at me, and then like I was like, I'll be right back. And, like I go back outside. I do it again, bro. I was like, oh my God. Like that. Just like losing my shit, bro. Just like what? Karate kick in the air and shit.
Dude, that's exciting. Look at that.
Dude, it was a good time. Like I have to say, it's like super nerdy, super geeky, but it's so fun.
I feel like everybody that's in like, especially working in it, I mean, I feel like I go to a coffee shop like at least 5 days a week. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, like sure I have homework and stuff to do, but it's like, say what's up to my buddies that are working there or whatever. Like it's just the environment. Like that's I think what draws me to wanting to have my own place too, is like even like on my like mission statement, it's just like building the community is what I feel like is important too.
It's a real thing, bro.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
100%.
I will definitely say, if I can share anything, I mean, dude, I'm not even a year deep into the coffee shop. I'm a year deep in this shop from building it out to now.
Yeah.
But as far as in business, May 20th will be like the day we open the door, right?
Like a year?
A year. But the community has been rad. The conversations, you grow. I mean, granted, I have the podcast, you know, you like,
yeah,
you grow from every conversation, always improving, always getting better. But it also helps just talking to people every day who come through. But I mean, bro, like, don't get any delusions of grandeur, my G. Like, real talk. I mean, and I say this because I have a regular who comes in. I'll leave him nameless. But he's one of my regulars. He's really cool, really nice guy. But he sits there, bro, and he literally is like, you just live the life, man. Like, you're just in here every day, listening to good music, just making coffee. And then he's like, if you're not making coffee, sometimes you're on your phone. And I'm like, bro, like, yeah, sometimes because there's just people in the cafe. Like, I'm not just going to, like, go back to my computer immediately. Like, I should just wait here. Maybe people need something. Because at the end of the day, I'm in hospitality. At the end of the day, I'm here to serve you. And that's... I have no ego when it comes to that. Like, I want industry. I want to do this. Like, I want to make you smile. I want to be customer forward. I want to I don't want to say that the customer is always right, but I don't say you're wrong. I find an alternative, and I find a solution.
Yeah, try to flip it a little bit. Yeah.
Whatever I can do. Hey, we don't have chai, but you know what? We have matcha. Oh, I don't really like matcha. Okay, so we can do like a single shot. We have decaf options. If you're not really looking for too much caffeine, we could do this. We have an amazing mushroom latte. Oh, it's so great. Okay, cool. You know, like, turn it around. Flip it. Like, I'm here to serve you.
Yeah, you never want to say no.
Never know.
Yeah.
Never know. And even if people are being sassy, like.
Oh, yeah, especially like working behind bar, you deal with the craziest shit.
Dude, there's some sass.
The requests that you get to, and I'm like, dude, what? Like.
Dude, I mean, I don't even care about the request, though. You want to make your own drink? Fuck, make your own drink. Like, I'm down. Let's see, does it taste good? Like, well, I like it. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, then I'm going to try that. I want to make it myself. You know, but then there's also, like, being behind bar. We were talking about it before the podcast. Or maybe it was on the podcast just now, but, like, making new drinks. Bro, I'm so close to this that I don't think outside sometimes anymore. Mm-hmm. Because when you have the shop, you're consumed by the business.
Yeah.
You don't have that creative outlet that maybe you once had. Like, bro, I will say, if I can offer a piece of advice, as you're just having a roasting business right now with no brick and mortar, bro, use this time to be as creative as fucking be. And I'm not talking about with your coffee. I'm talking about your marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, my marketing was like, when I was first starting, it was just online, e-commerce, pandemic, and pop-ups, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get more into that too. It's like I had my buddy, she's a graphic design major over at Chapman, and she designed all my like stuff for me, and I was like, hey, like, you know, this is my brand name, you know, like what can we do? Like, my brand name is Journeyman. Like, I feel like that embodies the coffee journey I've been on, and if you like remember the Tired Eyes logo, the cup with the droopy eyes.
I have that at my house.
Yeah, it was like, it's a cup now, but he's walking. And so you look at the front of the bag, and it's like he's going on a journey. And it's all, my bags are black and white. I think it looks kind of vintage, kind of classic. I want to do color eventually, but the printer's expensive. The printers are expensive. It's like, I print on a label maker.
Dude, I did the black, and then now I'm doing the white.
Yeah.
White is so much cleaner.
Yeah.
But it's funny you bring up Tyler from Tired Eyes, because the reason I didn't want to do white bags because I didn't want to bite Tyler. Because, dude, I still rock my Tired Eyes hat. It's my travel hat. Yeah. It's my international traveling hat.
You know what the thing is? I didn't even know about Tired Eyes until after I was, like, done with everything. I was like, well.
Well, I mean, he wasn't around for very long.
Yeah.
You know, he was around for 2.5 years.
I also think my logo is definitely different enough, too. It's like.
If I'm being honest, bro, it's pretty close.
I mean, it's the cup is the only thing I feel.
It's the cup, but it's not the same. But if he was still around, I bet you'd probably change it. If he was still around.
Yeah.
Because, dude, he had, and I love Tyler. I talk to Tyler all the time.
I've never met him, but
he's a fucking G. I can connect you guys. He's one of my favorite people, as far as like he's very ambiguous. He's very ominous. You know, I told Tyler about opening here, and I was doing a soft opening, and very much in Tyler fashion. I don't know. Let's just say it was like May 18th. He shows up on May 17th while I'm here just working. He's like, I had a feeling you were going to be here. He's like, can we do this? And I was like, yeah, dude, I made some coffee for him. But it was just, he wants to be solo. He doesn't want people to know his moves. He's like, and it's not like he's like weird. He's just, that's how he moves.
Yeah.
But that's like a real G though. Real G's moving silence, my G. Like, yo, like, you never know what he's doing. Is he here? Is he gone? What did you do? Did you leave coffee? Like, oh my God, so much mystery, like so much mystery, you know. But that's also what makes him fucking badass. Like, he had the coolest merch, he had the coolest look, he had the complete aesthetic. Dude, I modeled my bar off of his bar.
Oh really?
The butcher block, the black, like I like how he did it. But then obviously his is white and black, mine's black and green. And butcher block, so it's like tan, black, and green. But yeah, dude, Tyler was a big inspiration for me for a lot of things. But then when like come to talk to him about like what he liked, or like he would tell me things about me, and I'm like, whoa, it's kind of tight without knowing that you're influencing,
yeah,
or inspiring your friends, because it's completely reciprocated, but you guys aren't telling each other. But you're feeding off each other without even knowing it. Like, you know, like I would see him and I'm like, oh, dude, he's so fucking cool. Like, I don't get bummed when I see people doing dope shit. It inspires me and it gets me hyped.
I get hyped, dude. I was saying, like, when I tell remember I was FaceTiming my friend that's in that class at LMU.
Oh, about the Nipsey thing? He's like, yeah.
He was in hype. I was like, dude, that's sick. Like, look, this is a Nipsey Hussle mural. I'm like, you're taking that, like, class about him? Like,
dude, if he meets Black Sam, that would be fucking wild. That's Nipsey Hussle's brother.
I don't remember who he said was going to be there.
Dude, Black Sam's birthday, Nipsey Hussle's brother, is like, his birthday is like the day after mine.
Wow.
Which is crazy. I was like, damn, I knew me and Nip would be... Dude, me and Nip would have been homies.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, I need another apple cider. Hold on. Keep talking.
Getting caught up on the wire right there. I'll keep him entertained until you get back.
What's that?
I'm gonna keep him entertained until you get back.
There you go. We're back, so it's fine. But yeah, dude. No, I mean, I would definitely say it's pretty close. I don't think it would. I mean, dude, you're doing it so low key that it wouldn't. Like, it would not even be a thing.
I wasn't even trying to like jag the logo. I didn't even know about it, and I was like, oh well.
Well, you're from Orange County, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. See, the thing with Orange County too is a lot of the shops, like, there's only a few people that are roasting themselves. Like, Moon Goat was a huge roaster in Orange County.
Well, there's Bear Coast. Dude, Bear Coast is fucking huge.
There's Bear Coast, and then there's Common Room too. But Common Room they moved to Long Beach, so they had this huge warehouse on like the west side of Costa Mesa, and yeah, they're not even there anymore. They're up in Long Beach.
LBC, baby. Damn.
But yeah, there's a lot of multi roasters, like good.
Well, not Proud Mary,
good
but
shops too.
Maria's, Sweet Maria's. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
They're like a green importer. They sell you like 50-pound bags. You should look into that.
That's what it's genuine origin. They do like 65 pounds, but I didn't know 50 pounds that'll work too.
The cafe imports.
Bodie Leaf is big in Orange County for
Bodie Leaf. That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah,
so there's like Sweet Maria's, I think. Dude, I'm the worst with coffee.
Bodie Leaf has a huge warehouse in Orange County, and they have a couple of like shops too. They do like.
I've heard their green isn't like the best. I'm sorry, guys, if you listen to this. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I got samples from them, and like I thought they were fine. I liked them. It just I wasn't gonna pay, because it's
pretty pricey, bro.
Well, the bags were too big for the volume I was doing, and if I wanted like a half bag, then they charge 50 cents extra per pound. So it's like I'm paying like a fee.
Wait, so those bags are small though. So you needed smaller
amounts? Their bags were like typical, like, 60, 70 kilo bags.
Oh, okay. So like
full
150
full
pound
size,
bags.
150 pound full size bags. I needed like half of that. So then I found Genuine Origin. They ship already 65 pounds, either in a bag or they'll put it like the liner, that like green bag. It'll come like that in the liner in a box.
Yeah.
Right to your door, free shipping. Like,
you got to use La Bodega, which is cafe imports. They do like 50-pound bags, and they have like cool ass bags that you can like hang up afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. 50-pound bags, mellow, good choices too.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. There's also Ally Open, like Ally.
I've heard.
Ally Open's
somebody.
good.
I think you probably told me. I think you told me about them already.
Did I?
Yeah.
Dude, Ally Open is dope. I had a really, really good single origin Guatemala from them, bro. Cherry, just like thick syrup almost, like
really?
Bro,
just
fire.
Like
yeah. So I shout out to Tyler Schaefer. She was one of my pro MMA fighters. We did a bag for her, and we called it the South Side. And I did that whole bag. I just did like 50 pounds of coffee for her, and like sold it, gave her like a portion of the proceeds, and then we did a shirt. Wow. It was fucking dope.
And you know what MMA fighter that's super into coffee? Chito Vera.
Chito Vera, yo, I love Chito. I'm gonna hit him up.
He loves coffee. Because he fights, for Ruka.
Yeah.
And they're out of, in Costa Mesa. He trains at that gym, and I mean, you would see him everywhere. Like, he goes to coffee shops every day. I would imagine. Like, he loves it.
Dude, I love Chito.
Big coffee guy. Him, and then Wee Man too. I've met Wee Man like 5 times now.
I've met Wee Man once. He's cool.
He's funny. I ran into him like a couple months ago, and I was like, Wee Man, like, you remember me, dude? I was your barista. And he looked, and he's like, I remember you. And I was like, dude, yeah. Like, he loves it. He loves it. He does, bro. I have like 4 different photos with him. I've seen him enough.
Dude, that's tight.
Where he's got to.
I'm just fucking with you.
He's sick. He's funny.
Dude, Wee Man is fucking cool. Dude, okay, so we've kind of touched on we've touched on your company. We've touched on why you started it. Like, you've been in the game for a minute. What do you want to do? What are your aspirations?
Ooh, I mean, I feel like it changes. Like, I knew, because I feel like as I get deeper and deeper into coffee, it's like, well, my first aspiration was to be a barista. And it's like, okay, well, I want to be a shift lead. I'm like, okay, then I become a shift lead. I'm like, well, now that I did this, like, I want to do production work. I want to be, I did that. I was like, okay, cool. Production's awesome. I want to be a roasting assistant. Okay, boom, I did that. Then I'm like, okay, well, this isn't enough. Like, I want to get into operations. So then I started doing that. I started doing, like, catering. I started doing, like, I was making cold brew for Moon Goat on, like, a ginormous scale. Like, 50 gallons, 60 gallons, like, a batch. Like, huge brewers.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like, this is, like, the level that I'm trying to reach to.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for myself, like, now that I started this whole roasting thing, and I'm like, I mean, I'm learning so much. I was to the point where I was like, you know what, like, I think I've learned a lot, and I want to continue to learn. But, like, the number one way is from mistakes. Like, I think that will teach me more. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to start this, like, the typical, like, college business journey. Like, one side of my room, I have, like, shelving with everything on there. Like, you walk into my room, and it looks like a production facility.
Tight.
And then, boom, I do all my roasting, all my packaging, whatever. But then I store it on my shelves, and I'm shipping orders out. Tight. And I'm like, dude, this is, like, whenever you see, like, a video of, like, some college kid that started a business, it's like the epitome of it. So I'm like, my goal is to have a storefront by the time I'm 25.
Dude, you should
like,
definitely do it.
I wrote that down. My dad sent me a $1 bill, and he's like, here's your, like, first $1. He's like, keep going. So I have
what a sick dad.
I have $1. I have $1 pinned on my wall, and then next to it just says shop by 25. And then he wrote me a letter, and the letter's right next to it too, and, like, pinned right above where I do my work. And every day I'm like, dude, like, I gotta, like, do this because both my parents are immigrants. Like, my dad grew up in Lebanon in an orphanage, and, like, came here when he was, like, 17. And I mean, not to, like, flex, but, like, he's a VP of a construction company. Like,
why is that a flex? That's just facts.
It's just how
it's not a flex if it's facts, bro.
It feels like,
nah, fuck that. If your dad has the story, that immigrant mentality. I don't know if you ever heard of Joey Diaz. He's a comedian. He's like, fuck that. He's like, yo, there ain't nobody harder than a fucking immigrant mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like,
yeah.
he's this dude from Jersey. Like, he talks about being, like, a Cuban immigrant and his mother, and, like, how hard people work when they come here.
Yeah.
So if your dad's a VP, that's not a flex. You know what that is? That's facts, because he's a fucking hard worker.
Him and my mom both, immigrants, both were the first ones in their families to, like, go to college. And my mom owns a bakery now, and I was like, dude, like,
damn, that's
sick.
tight.
Like,
there you go. There's your plug, baby. You already got the pastries.
She does.
What
She does,
the
like,
fuck?
I gotta serve, like, cakes. She does cakes, cake pops. Shout out Caroline's Creations. You follow her on IG.
Plug.
Order some cakes. She just made my homie's 21st cake, and it's just, like, super sick, like, blue and white cake, and she put, like, vodka shooters on it and stuff.
Yo,
like,
let's get her to do a pop-up out here.
Dope. Dude, yeah, just come down here.
That'd be fucking tight. I'm
Yeah,
down.
that'd be
serious.
dope. Yeah, the cake pops and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She does all that. She could do, like, caffeine and green cake pops.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, but it's like that. I feel like watching them and, like, influencing me, and, like, I have a younger brother, and, like, we're total opposites. Like, he's crazy smart. I mean, my brother is, like, taking all these, like, high level classes, and, like, he does this, like, Columbia University program, like, online every weekend, and plays the piano, like, codes on his computer. I was like, dude, like,
oh, he's a
nerd.
nerd.
And then you get the opposite. You, like, me, dude. I play sports. I'm a business student. Like, it's, like, completely.
Wait, but whoa. Stop right there, sir.
I'm not flaming. I'm not flaming, my boy.
Like, no, but, like, everything you just said about yourself was super dope too. Like, yo,
oh, no,
it's
just different types of dope.
Yeah, I'm smart, but, like, I'm not, like, super smart. But, like, I'm not dumb, you know. And, like, I was a jock. I fight. I skate. You know, but, like, dude, you can be smart and fucking still be a jock.
I forgot what it was. Like, the type. There's, like, personality. It's like type A, type B, whatever. Like, I think I don't remember what they are, but, like, we're the, like, we're, like, all the opposite types on that, like.
But you still fuck with your brother, though.
Yeah, no, he's cool. He's turning 17 soon.
Oh shit.
So he's driving my old car. I was like, all right, dude, like, don't crash it. Like, right here. I'm like, take my car.
Yo, don't crash it. Yo, he's 17, G. If he does, RIP to that car. Yo,
yeah, that'd be
you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, man. Things change.
That'd be brutal. I love that car.
Why'd you let it go then?
Well, he needed a first
Oh,
car.
because you needed an upgrade.
Well, no, technically I would say I got a downgrade. I
downgrade.
bought myself the car,
Oh, big ballin'.
and it was a like 2020 Camry, and I was like, damn, this is sweet. I got this. I had my buddy put spacers on the exhaust, so I had this like muffled, like loud Camry. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
And when I gave it to my brother, my dad's like, you take that shit off the car. He's like, he's not driving it like that. So my dad's like, all right, well, you're moving. College is expensive. He's like, we'll take the payments over if you give him this car. And he's like, and then I got like the car that's supposed to go to him is like this 2000. It's sweet. I love it.
It's 2000, the Beamer, right?
Yeah, that 2004.
Yeah, you pull
like,
up in the fucking Beamer, bro.
525. It just fits me. My first car was a 2004 BMW also. But it was white. You know how they make fun of like Middle Easterns, Armenians with their like white BMW?
I don't.
That's the thing. Every time you see like an Armenian, just ask them if they drives a BMW. You'll be right like 90% of the time.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, dude. I'm out of the loop with that. I'm just, I'm Mexican and Irish. So, but like I literally don't fuck with anything on my Irish side. It's pretty much just all Mexican shit.
Yeah. I don't hear the music whenever you bump it in.
Bro, the music in here be tough. Like it's either straight hip hop.
But you play Bad Bunny a lot.
Dude, I
like Bad Bunny.
fucking me encanta Bad Bunny. Like, yo, I can't even. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
You're like an early 20s Hispanic girl, dude. You love.
Dude,
Bad
straight
Bunny.
up, bro. You should have seen me at the concert. I was sweating and shit.
Yeah.
I was like singing at the top of my lungs with all of, dude.
People go crazy for
Bro, I was there in the row that I was in. I swear to God, bro. I think there was like 2 guys, me being one of them. Like.
It's like going to a Harry Styles concert. I mean, I saw Harry Styles.
I don't even know who that is.
No, if you got some like
who the fuck is
Harry Styles? He's from One Direction. Now he's doing his own thing. You know who he is.
One Direction. One Direction.
One Direction.
Dude, no, yeah, dude, with Bad Bunny, I literally was just singing every song like sweaty. That's actually how I started talking to Eric from Gentile.
Really? Eric? He likes Bad Bunny.
Oh, dude, Eric is a fucking dude. He's like me. Or I guess we're like each other. We're like each other because
next time I see him, be like, yo, you like Bad Bunny?
Dude,
He'll be like,
ask him in Espanol. They'll be like, me gusta Bad Bunny. You say te gusta.
Yeah,
te gusta Bad Bunny, right? And he'd be like, see where. He'll be like, see where.
I saw him yesterday actually at Scrimshaw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Will. Dude, Will's also been on the show. Dude, Will is like, you want to fucking get some knowledge from just a dude who's like a straight shooter and a fucking badass motherfucker.
They have Field Trip, right?
Dude, not just Field Trip. Scrimshaw's the cafe. Field Trip's the roaster.
Yeah, the roaster.
And now he's opening up a bar down the street. It's closer to the state. It's called like the Majorette. The Majorette. He took over a bar and he renamed it.
On
he's
El Cajon?
it. Yeah, it's on the same street. Yeah,
okay.
It's on the same side too. If Scrimshaw's here, you go up a mile on the left-hand side.
That's like, yeah, that's right. Because the only like bar by state is like Boulevard Bar. That's kind of it.
Yeah, this was like, I forgot the name you told it was, but
something closed down.
Yeah,
on El Cajon and College Ave, there was a big bar that closed down.
I think that might be it. And he took it over. He got it, and he was like, "Bro, I got the bar." I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
martinis over
Nah,
there.
bro, dude, he's going straight bar.
Yeah.
Like, he took us over there. Like, we went. I don't know if it was the day I got my hair braided or like something, but I told him, I was like, "Yo, bro," he's like, "Hey, I see you're like super into wine," and I was like, "Yeah, G." He's like, "Come by. I sell beer and wine now." I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah!" So we went by, started drinking his wine selection, like shut down Scrimshaw, and he's like, "I got a bar."
Yeah, because Scrimshaw has beer and wine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we went and we were hanging out, and then he's like, "I got a bar," and I was like, "What do you mean you got a bar?" And he's like, "Come on, let's go." So he took us over there, and we fucking go. And this is like, dude, had him in like a couple days right after he got the keys.
Wow,
and it was like, bro, the kegs of like the owners like left, the old owners of the bar just like locked up and never came back. There was like full fucking kegs in there, bro, of like breweries that were right here. Attitude and like other shit, Carl Strauss, stuff like that.
Big breweries.
Big breweries. And he's like, "Go fill the keg." And like, dude, like full keg. They just never came back.
Expensive.
Dude, he fucking redesigned it. Looks fucking proper.
Check it out in 2 months.
I just DM'd him. I was like, "Bro, I need a shirt." Because he just put it on his story. He's like, "Yo, like," he's like, "Marjorie shirts."
I feel like
whatever.
I don't think I've met Will. Because I know people that work at Scrimshaw too. I just never.
You'll know when you meet him, dude. You can't miss him. Honestly, I fuck with him so hard because we're very much alike. Because he didn't know me, and he was kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? And that's kind of how I am, but like not that when I was younger. None I'm now. I'm just like, if I don't know you, I'm just gonna go up and introduce myself. Hey, what's up, man? I'm Connor. How's it going? What's popping? But like, we were kind of vibing, and then I asked him to be on the podcast, and he showed up, and then we talked for like, dude, long conversation, like 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And by the end of it, he was like, man, you know what? Like, I'm glad I got to talk to you. He's like, we're very much similar.
Yeah.
And it was like, tight, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
He's just
sick.
dude. He's a real one, bro. He doesn't take bullshit.
Yeah.
He calls it how he
have
sees
to
it.
Go over there, see if I can catch him.
Dude, you got to meet him. He's fucking rad. Him and then the homies over at Public Square. Public Square's got some cool shit coming up. They got Friends of Friends in National City that's about to open up. They were just on Laguna. Marco Laguna. He's doing Friends of Friends. And then Brandon Keeper is doing Wavy. That's inside. It's like burgers and sandwiches and other stuff.
Ooh.
And then there's like 10K, I think, is the roastery. So they're going to have a roasting collective in the back.
What, in San Diego?
In National City, at the spot where I'm telling you where they're opening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in National City. So it's like under the umbrella of Public Square. But then there's like 3 different business owners or 4 different business owners all operating different businesses in this facility on... It's either 8th or D. I'm sorry, guys. I don't remember. But it's in National City. It's on the main strip.
Okay.
And it's about to be popping. They're
Is
about
it like
to open.
well, because you've been to Liberty Station, I would assume, right?
Yeah,
kind of like
Monarch?
Moniker's over there, yeah.
Monarch or Moniker?
Moniker.
Moniker.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've been there.
Shout out Moniker. Hopefully, if you're listening, that I dropped off some samples, so I'm trying to see if they'll
Pick up your
pop
coffee.
me up there. Cause
yeah, they do rotating.
They rotate, yeah. Because there's not a lot of multi roasters here, and they're one of them. And they just had coffee and tea. And I went in there and I was like, hey, like, and then she's like, oh, actually, like, I think it's their manager, Ashley, was like, yeah, we're actually looking like it's like about time to rotate. I was like, oh, like, sick, like, have some coffees. And then turns out like people know each other again, like, connected. And
dude, they all do, bro.
Yeah, one of my buddies went in there and I guess like he's friends with Ashley, and he's like, oh yeah, like my buddy Elias is like gonna swing by, drop some coffee. And she's like, oh yeah, he did like yesterday. And I was like, oh, the timing worked, so probably pop in there tomorrow and see what's up.
Fuck yeah, G. Do that. Get there. Get there. There's still a lot of opportunity in San Diego right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit restaurants. Like, I feel like restaurants that want to up their coffee scene from like just ordering random, like, because a lot of restaurants have, little espresso machines where they'll serve like cappuccinos after your dinner or something. And a lot of them don't use like specialty coffee, but I know like the trend's coming where people want to be drinking good coffee no matter where they are, like not just a specialty shop, hotel, restaurant, like they want that like higher quality coffee.
For sure. Dude, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Well, Elias, I know you have practice. We're approaching that time.
Yeah. No, let's just keep going so I don't have to.
Yeah, right.
No,
yeah, right. You better get over there, son. But dude, I fucking love what you're doing. I think it's great. I love the passion. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you have the passion is going to drive you. The passion will always shine through. Just keep going, man. I just like your dad said, like, just keep going. Just keep grinding. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like, bro, it's going to be hard. There's going to be lulls. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be really low downs.
Yeah.
But there's going to be really high highs. Maybe not financially at first, but rich in everything but money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're still in the hole for sure.
But it's a vibe. But just keep going, because I think the one thing I loved about what you said is like, bro, when I started Caffeine and Green, I got rid of my bed. I slept on a cot. I went to REI, I got a cot so I could buy a cupping table, and I built everything. Like all the original stuff that I did for Caffeine and Green was all out of my room. The room was 350 square feet.
Wow.
400 square feet. It was fucking tiny.
Yeah, we're moving into a new house next year, me and all my roommates, and I was like, guys, like, I got dibs on the big room. I was like, I need the space, and like, all right, like, we support it, like, go ahead. And I was like, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you're gonna start out of your room, take a photo. Take a photo to always remind yourself where you fucking started.
Oh yeah, I have one. Yeah, I have it.
Never forget where you came from, my G. No matter what, and how it started. That way you can look back. One thing I'm not good at is appreciating how far I've come.
Yeah.
So, if I can offer you anything, maybe do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just keep going, bro.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
You'll be good.
look up to you, look up to a lot of the people in San Diego. So
Let's
go
go,
with
baby.
that.
Let's fucking go,
yeah,
baby.
This has been fun. Let's do it.
Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find us journeymancc.com or Journeyman Coffee on Instagram. Just hop on there. You can order on Instagram, order on the site. We got tote bags coming out, so look out for that. Those are sweet.
Shit.
Super sick totes. I'm stoked for that. We got that coming out. Yeah, we got all of our
Sick
blends
tote
on there,
bags.
single origins. If you're listening for wholesale, you can DM me, you can email me, call me, text me. Everything's on there. So yeah, let's do some business.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. All right, my G. Thank you so much. Peace. Yes. Thank you so much, Elias. That was such a fun conversation. Man, super impressed by my young G. Yo, big shout out to my G. Elias, thank you so much again for coming through the show, my man, and best of luck. And guys, I just want to say, like always, thank you to everyone around the world who continues to support Caffeine and Green week in and week out. I'm truly grateful for all of you guys. Big shout out to everyone around the world. Australia, Poland, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Canada, what's poppin'? And of course, Los Estados Unidos, the United States. What's good, everybody? Guys, thank you so much. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Just supporting the podcast, supporting Caffeine and Green, the cafe, whatever. Ordering online. I appreciate y'all. Guys, thank you so much. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace.